Hi everybody, I'm Debbie Bellis with Feel Good Qigong, and today's video is going to be about how to protect yourself for this upcoming season of fall going into winter. So this past weekend we changed our clocks, and that's usually the first sign of, yeah, we're here. The weather's getting colder. I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's actually cool here. At night, it drops down into the 40s. So there's definitely a change happening. And we don't, however, change our clocks, which really makes a difference when you don't change your clocks. You don't feel that transition as much. But anyway, our best line of defense to stay healthy this time of year, especially as we're coming up to the season of these holidays, everybody's getting together. They're still saying that there's going to be a lot of stuff going around, like the pneumonia and the flu, still COVID. A lot of it is upper respiratory illnesses. So you want your first line of defense is your immune system, is keeping that immune system really healthy and strong. Now in Qigong, we work with energy lines. They're called meridians. They're the highways. They're like the electric cords to each organ. They support certain organs. The two organs that we work with a lot this time of year is actually three organs, are our lungs, our large intestines, and the skin. Now, your skin is your first line of defense from having anything enter your system. It's kind of like a big cellophane wrap, our skin. We want to keep that healthy. And also the lungs and the large intestines, they're all part of your elimination system. In other words, 70% of your toxins are released to the exhalation of your lungs. The other 25% is through the large intestines, through bowel movement, and the other like 10% is through the skin. So we want to really keep an eye on those three organs, especially. So this practice is going to be about how to support our immune system, especially keeping the lungs clear, keeping mucus out of the building up in the lungs, and working with those two meridian lines of the lungs and large intestines. Now, the lung meridian line starts at the kind of like if you follow your clavicle bone, it starts kind of at that nest of the shoulder, and it comes down that cord, that meridian line comes down the inside of your arm to the thumb. And then we turn the arm around up, and then it comes up the inside, the outside of the arm is large intestine. So we're following that cord. It kind of wraps around the back of the shoulder a little bit, comes up the neck, and then it transfers over to the other side right around here. It's the only meridian line that does a crossover. And then the same thing would apply on the other side. Same thing, comes down the inside of the arm, which is your lungs, comes up the outside of the arm to the neck, and then transfers over is the large intestine. So we're going to be palpating that area, doing some movements that also keep this area open to keep those lungs and large intestines really optimized. And we do that through sound. We're going to do that through tapping and a little bit of movement. So you might want to add this to your routine, maybe in the morning, especially if you're starting to feel congested. That's your first sign, like, oh, I gotta like start moving that out. You don't want that to exasperate and really build up. So those are this is going to be the fall/winter protocol. And we'll get more into, as the winter comes, there's even more protocols that we start adding into as well. So let's get started. So this is more preventive. All these Eastern movements are to prevent something from exasperating. So that's what we're going to do. Now, if you've been following my classes, we do something that's called shaking the 9 gates, and it's simply shaking the body. So we want to start to get some circulation going. So a big part of your immune system is keeping your fluids moving, keeping that circulatory system running properly and turning it on. If you're sitting too much or lying down too much, you're not going to be circulating. And we really have to, and then you can add a little bit of a bounce to this. So this is called shaking the 9 gates. And essentially what it does is gets your circulation, your circulatory system moving. So what we do is we start to move the body to get it circulated. And we're like a big pumping station. It starts to pump up, and then through the exhalation, we exhale out our toxins. So another form of keeping your immune system really nice and strong is to release toxins out of the system. You don't want your system starting to get polluted with toxins. And toxins are not only the environment toxins, it could be the foods you eat could be toxic, could be your emotionality, people are toxic. So we were trying to release the toxins, clear out the system and expel it out through the lungs, out through the skin, out through the large intestines. Getting rid of the toxins is one way of keeping your immune system really nice and strong. Now, this is just an easy way to get circulation. Like if you've been sitting a lot, just get up and you start to shake. It'll turn on your pumping stations. It'll turn on your lymphatic system. It'll turn on your getting all the fluids in your body moving quickly and precisely. So one way to start keeping that immune system strong is to move it and expel out through the lungs, through your large intestines, through the skin. So you can use a purging breath. This is where you inhale through the nose and blow it out through the mouth, purging out the toxins, inhaling through the nose and purging it out, blowing it out, clearing it, creating some space. And then stop. You might feel a little bit of tingling, and that's a good indication you've got some circulation going. Now, this is the next one. It's called Monkey Leaps from a Tree. But first, we're just going to warm up to this by simply rocking forward and back on your feet, moving your arms up and down. You're activating those lymph nodes that are housed. A lot of them are underneath the armpits and in the groin area. So by simply doing this, again, we're trying to get some movement where we're expelling toxins. Now we're going to add this movement, monkey leaps from a tree. It's a great way to release any congestion that might be building up, in the lungs. Now, I don't particularly feel congested, but I did this movement this morning and it actually brought some stuff up through, I could feel it in my throat. But anyway, we're going to inhale up. And then as you exhale, you ha it out. It's called monkey leaps from the tree. So the arms are very loose and we're compressing here. We're compressing and expelling out those toxins. So we inhale up and ha it out, inhaling up, ha, inhaling up, ha, couple more, inhaling up, ha, another one, inhaling up, ha, and another one, inhaling up, ha. So that maybe brought some stuff up. That's good. That's what you want. The next one is, it's a healing sound. It's the sound of H-I-S-S. Hiss. Sounds like a tire leaking air. But we're going to work with these meridian lines at the point, the thumb and the pointer finger is your lungs and large intestine, part of that meridian line. And you make claws with the fingers. Now we're going to inhale 3 times, sip in air 3 times, and I'll demonstrate. I'm inhaling, I'm inhaling, I'm inhaling, and exhale, hiss. Inhaling 1, inhaling 2, inhaling 3, hiss. Inhaling, 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 hiss. And again, inhaling, 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 hiss. One more, inhaling, 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 hiss. And release. And you might feel again some release, or it might be breaking up some congestion that might be happening. Now we're going to work on the meridian lines. We're going to activate what's called our healing hands. So you rub your hands together really briskly. Then you can also scrub your knuckles together really briskly. And then you're going to, your nails, scrub your nails very briskly. So we're trying to get some energy in between the palms of the hands. And you might feel now some energy between the palms of the hands. Now, your hands are very highly activated. They also have a lot of energy in them for healing. So we're first just going to hold the hands on your head, maybe massage your head a little bit, give it a nice massage. You can also do what's called raking, where you take your hands and you just kind of rake through your hair. Now, if you're tired of standing, you can do this sitting down. All this stuff you can do sitting down too, if you feel you need to. And then we're going to do something where we kind of feel like you're opening up your skull. You press your fingertips inside in the middle of the forehead, and then you press the skin away, and you come up a little bit more and you press away, come up a little bit more and press. And you go right down the back of the skull. It just creates a little bit of space in the head, especially if you're feeling congested. This feels really nice. And now we're going to tap. So we start the tapping. So we're getting some circulation into the head. the whole body. We're turning on. There's a lot of gallbladder meridians in on the skull. You don't need to know where everything is because that can get confusing. Just know that you're activating, circulating. We're going to be working with the skin, keeping the skin nice and healthy as well. Now you're going to tap around your eyes. Now this is an area of the sinuses. And again, if you're feeling congested, especially in this area, this is a really good thing to do on a daily basis to keep that stuff from, moving when you want to move it, and then hopefully you blow it out or spit it out. But you don't want that to be clogging up sinuses. Now you're going to tap the right underneath the eye, the socket of the eye, and then we're going to come back to those. If you remember, the large intestine meridian ends right here. Remember, we were coming over and then over to the other side. So again, a really good place to tap. You're going to tap your jaw, move your jaw around. We hold a lot of tension here. It's good, just a nice release as well. And then around the mouth, it's another part of the stomach meridian. And then we're going to take our fingers, like you're doing the peace sign, and another area that can get congested are the ears. So you're just going to rub. You can rub pretty hard behind the ear and in front of the ear, trying to get some of that stuff from building up in that ear canal. And you would do both sides as well. Another nice thing is to actually take your ear, pull it away from your head. Also create some space. If you're clogged up, this is a nice release. Now we're going to do something called the bee breath. So the bee breath helps to break up any congestion you might be starting in the nasal cavity. It's also a very relaxing thing to do for your system, for your nervous system. So it's kind of a dual purpose. But we have this cartilage right here. You're just going to take your finger and just press it towards the inside of the ear. It'll close off sound. It almost feels like you're in a pool. And we're going to hum. It's called the bee breath. So you just inhale and then you go, and you try to do it fairly loud. So you want to feel some vibration happening here. So let's give it a go 3 times. Close off that ear canal and hum 3 times. Inhaling. 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 And then release. We're going to continue tapping the throat. Again, we're trying to keep this whole area nice and clear. And then we're going to tap. If you press your clavicle bone, you can't miss it. It's a big, protrudes out pretty much. Come down about 1 inch. This is your kidney meridian. Now, part of, we're 65% fluids. We want to move the fluids around, and that's what your kidneys do. So, you want your kidneys really optimized all the time. You never want to sedate kidneys. You always want them working for you because they give you all the fluids that your body needs. If your kidneys are starting to falter, or you're not doing any kind of movement, again, you're not going to get the circulation of fluids that the body needs. We don't want to dry out. Dryness can cause a lot of inflammation, kind of like a rubber band. When a rubber band gets dried out, it snaps. So you want to keep your body nice and moist, getting those fluids moving. And this is one way by tapping. And this is also part of your immune system as well. It's really keeping that system going. Now we're going to tap our thymus gland, which is on the sternum bone. And we tap this. This is also part of your immune system. It helps to make your white blood cells to help fight infection. So we're tapping this area, keeping that area nice and strong and activated. And then we're going to follow that tapping right along this whole region of the upper lung. So just tapping alone helps to expel and break up any kind of congestion. And keep tapping in the nest. This is lung meridian number 1, where you're going to cup your hand, and we cup down the inside of this meridian line. Remember, the meridians help support your organs. That's your lung meridian. And then come to the outside, which is your large intestine meridian. You're cupping again all the way up the arm to the back of the shoulder, to the neck, and then just take your fingertips and follow it right on top of the lip to the other side of the nose. It's one of those crossover. It's the only meridian that crosses over. And then from here, take your left hand that we're working with or behind you, and we're just going to tap around your breast tissue. Again, this is for lymph nodes. We have a lot of them here, so you want to keep them activated. Again, part of this whole immune system is to keep your lymphatics working and releasing toxins continuously. So this is what we're doing. We're activating that area. We come to the other side, tapping that thymus gland again, right here in the center of the sternum. And then you follow that tapping right along underneath that clavicle bone, right to the nest of your other arm, lung meridian, lung meridian 1. And we're going to cup down the inside of this lung meridian, the inside of your arm. And then we come to the outside of the arm, which is your large intestine, that cord, that electrical cord that's going to help with those organs. And then right up the side of the neck, and then we tap right over to the other side, right underneath the nose. Then taking that hand behind your head, and then you're going to tap around your breast tissue because we have so many lymph nodes here. So we're activating them. We're getting some stimulation to them so they work for us. Stimulation, releasing any congestion in those areas too, because your lymph nodes can get congested. Underneath the armpit, again, lots of lymph nodes. Down the side of your ribs, really good for cleaning those ribs out as well, so your breath is not impeded in any sort of way. And then we tap down this whole trunk of the body. And then if you want to add more tapping, if you're feeling a lot of congestion starting to build up here, give a good tap here and start. You can even use the hiss sound that we did, hiss, to start to really move some of that congestion. And then again, the whole organs, the whole cavity of your body. Now we're going to go down to the groin area. Again, we have a lot of lymph nodes here. So we're working that lymphatic system again, right here in that lymph node. And then we tap to the femur, we tap to the hips, and then tap the back of your glutes and give your kidneys and your adrenals a nice massage. Jump up and down 10 times to, again, releasing any congestion or compression in your body because we're freeing it up. We want to clear it out of all that junk. This is part of your immune system. Back the legs we're tapping. We come on the inside. These are meridian lines again. Again, you don't need to know them. Just know that you're bringing a lot of stimulation to these meridian lines. Now we're going to stay here at the outside edge of the knees. That's a major meridian line, again, for your immune system. All the way down to the feet, and then we come up the legs, which is your stomach meridian. And then we're going to go from right to left and work on your large intestine here. Again, bringing stimulation, circulation to this area. And then just tap the center of your belly. And then hold. Do you feel a little clearer? Hopefully you feel a little bit energized. And working that whole system, we're going to just take and bring up this energy up. And then we're going to bend the knees and then tap the sides of your knees a little bit. And then take this fluid-like water up the inside of the legs, which is your kidney meridian actually. And we're just rising up again. So energetically, we're just moving the energy through the body and creating a lot of space for the body. You're cleaning it out like you clean out when you wring out a sponge, you're clearing out all the toxins. It's also raising your energy for the day. And then let's balance it out. We gather all this energy and then release it down, washing out any residue, creating a balance of the entire system, protecting that immune system, keeping it nice and strong as we start to enter the cooler months of the season. Thank you for joining me. I hope that was helpful. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, it's a great, I try to get something out at least once a week for just some information. And thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day.